Dhanashree Deo is an electronics engineer from a reputed college in Nagpur. She's currently working as product manager in a multinational organization. She loves to sing and to capture the moment with her mobile. But what really sets her apart is her passion for Rubik cubes. She's
Oh,
collected and solved at least 10 different types of cubes so far. I have not been able to do even the basic simple 3 by 3 one.
three
So
by
I can, I'm a
yeah.
big fan of yours.
Oh, thank you.
So she considers herself to be a free soul, outspoken, as she puts it. And she loves to talk to people, getting to know them and their different experiences. But today, we are going to love talking to you and getting to know your experiences. So, welcome,
Sure.
Dhanashree.
Thank you.
Can I start by asking you that if you were to describe yourself in just 3 words, how would you describe yourself?
Oh, that's a little tough, but I'll try.
That is
The
probably the only tough question here.
yeah. So as you just said that I am outspoken and a free
Mhm,
soul. So these are the two words, and so you can call me as a loquacious person because I love talking to people. So these are the
mhm.
three words.
Have you always been this way?
Yep. I think since childhood. I mean, my family members, they used to always, can you for a moment once stop talking? So at least, of course, I mean, as I've grown old, things changed here and there. But I love talking to
Yes.
people, so I always keep talking. So the day when I'm not talking, my mom, she gets a hint. Okay, something is wrong, and Dhanashree is not okay. So then she, comes and talks to me, is everything okay? Are you okay?
Uh-huh.
Did something go wrong? So that's how it is.
So, who do you think has influenced you to be the sort of person you are now?
Mhm. I would give this credit to my mom and dad because
Mhm,
that is the way that they have raised me. They they never let me have a fear of anything. My dad, he used to always say like, "Don't worry, just go ahead with it. Whatever happens, I'm there to take care." So that support when you have your parents at your back, right? And when you know,
mhm,
like, okay, whatever happens, my dad is there to handle the situation. So this kind of idea I've had since my childhood. So that is what
mhm.
something made me what I am today. So I
Uh,
would give that credit to them. Yeah. I think it's a mix of all. I mean, I wouldn't say it is just the physical location because honestly, I've been born and brought up in a joint family where
mhm,
even though my mom and dad were going to work, I had
mhm,
my grandma, grandpa at home, my
mhm,
like younger uncle, aunt. So everybody was at home. My elder brother was there. So I
mhm,
don't think it is just the physical location, but it's more about it's like how these days kids are being given the education on somebody's touching you in this part or there down there, so that is not
mhm,
a good touch, this is a bad touch, and sort of those things you've been hearing a lot about these, right? So
mhm,
that is one important thing that should have happened when I was a child.
mhm,
The teachers should have done that job. I
mhm,
always watch out for the clothes that I wear. I make sure that I don't wear anything that is like giving away some different vibes, or
yeah,
I
mhm,
have a cousin, younger cousin, so I'm always trying to protect her. If you're alone
mhm,
at home, don't open the door for anyone, don't go
mhm,
outside, don't wear such kind of clothes. So it's somehow, it gives me that prick at the back of my brain, like, no, you should protect your loved ones from such situations. I mean, of course,
mhm,
not just girls, but it can happen to anyone, right? If something is happening, then it is better that you should speak up, you should shout. So even when
yeah,
on while going on road, somebody's teasing me or my friends, I used to
mhm,
start shouting, I used to start abusing,
mhm,
like, अबे तेरे को क्या पता, तू क्या है, ऐसे समझता है क्या कि हम लोग कुछ बोलेंगे ना, अब भी चिल्लाऊंगी 10 लोग जमा हो जाएंगे, that sort of anger, it started building inside me, like, okay, no, you should
mhm,
stop such things, no matter whether it is happening with you or with your friends or anybody around you. You should say it out loud so that people know, so that it should embarrass that person, so that he's feels a little scared when the next time he commits that thing. So somehow this thought started building up in my head. So I've tried doing that, whatever the best I could. Basically, I've done that,
Uh,
and I still keep doing that. Yeah.
and that is a lot.
Yeah.
So, like what we say is that
Hmm.
why does a thief steal?
Yeah, exactly.
Because he knows that in the cloak of the darkness, he will not be caught.
Correct.
So,
Exactly.
similarly, the abuser does it in the assurance that he
Hmm.
will not be caught or nobody will like to talk about it or say anything aloud.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
the
Yep.
moment you raise your voice and say something,
Hmm.
they step back.
Correct. Yep.
So, that's a wonderful way of taking this forward, of
Hmm.
saying something when you see something
Hmm.
wrong.
Yeah. So equality is, I would feel that one aspect. I mean, if we are talking about safe spaces, is as a boy feels safe in the society or walking late out on streets, right? A girl should feel that much safe. At any point in time, no matter whether it's day, whether it's night, whether it's evening, whether she's going to a secluded area, she should feel safe. That is one most important aspect of equality. That like the way boys or those loafers who roam around streets doing such stuff, so the way they treat their mom and their sister or their loved one, they should treat every tertiary person or any girl they see on the streets. They should treat her or him in the same way they look at their family members. I understand it's a little far fetched thought and it's very difficult to implement looking at the situation, but we have to start somewhere, right? So this
Mm,
has to be, maybe this some rules, we can implement some rules. If somebody does that, then strict actions will be taken against them or something. There has to be something to stop such things. Then it comes down to parents as well, that the kind of freedom that they are giving to their boy, they should allow their girls as well. But then again, there is always this boys can do this but girls cannot. Boys can go late out night but girls cannot. So there has to be something. I mean, I personally don't know. I mean, what I would prefer is giving them the free equal sort of freedom. If girl is not allowed to go late out nights, then boys should not be allowed as well. So such things won't happen at all. So if nobody's going out late at night, so
yes.
it has to be something, somewhere we need to stop. So that's what I feel.
So you value equality as in giving equal safety to everybody and equal freedom to
Yes.
everybody.
Freedom. Yes, yes. So it's I don't want that, in terms, when we talk about being safe, we are putting restrictions on everyone. I'm not talking about that, but knowing your limitation, knowing where you have to stop, knowing where you have to speak out, knowing. So it's all those factors is what I feel. I think, I mean, the last time I read, it was, the number was pretty high. I don't quite remember, but the number was pretty high as far as I remember, and I was shocked to read that
Yeah.
information. Yeah. I feel that it takes place where people, the people who are from your circle. It can be your neighbor or someone from your family. So it happens mostly there. And, because, I mean, these days I have seen parents being very protective of their children. So, they are always watching who is taking them, where, that person is taking them. So they are very protective of them. But mostly it happens when, the person is from your circle itself, and the parents won't even have an idea that this person is doing something like this to our child. Extent, yes, but the the child abuse or the sex education or everything, that should start right from the families and then the schools as well, because I hear that these days schools are providing that education, the one that I mentioned, the good touch and bad touch. So so this is like a precautionary measure. So prevention is better than cure, right? So this is something
Right.
as a precautionary measure, that such things do not happen, and if it happens, then we have the laws as well. So it's combination of both. It's everything. I mean, a bad touch, or
Mm-hmm.
somebody trying to lure you into such thing that,
Mm-hmm.
come, I'll give you this, please come with me or something.
Mm-hmm.
So the start of it is also bad. Then making a child do something to himself or herself, that is also,
Mm-hmm.
I feel, bad. So I think these are different behaviors, because if a child has to do something to itself just because an elderly or somebody who is doing the, basically the harm doer is, what that person is doing, so that is bad. So it basically is bad on that person, that he or she is expecting something to happen, or doing, personally doing that child anything, so that is also a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I said, luring people into doing things, making two children do it, because I've heard such cases as well, just because the brothers and sister were playing and some person came and asked them to do something to each other, so that is
Mm-hmm.
also something bad. So I mean, the person is not directly involved, but he is
Right.
trying to what do you say, it's like the children are his puppet, and
Yeah.
he is making them do things to each other with
Mm-hmm.
under his discretion, like, okay, if you do this, I'll give you a chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
So something, so there are many ways. I mean, I've been hearing so many things, and I was like so shocked, like, okay, such things still happen is a very bad thing. So
Mm-hmm.
these are different behaviors, I feel. I would see a change in behavior of that child, the way she is responding to that specific person. Like, she's
Mm-hmm.
comfortable around some of them, but for that particular person, she is, like, no, I don't want to go with that person or something like that. Then this might affect in a bad way, that she will absolutely shut herself down. She won't let anyone near her, even her parents. Someone, maybe a man is doing her such stuff, so she might shut down her father, or like her uncle, with the same gender, she might stop trusting them, so that might happen. Then she might do things to others what she had gone through, so this might also happen. So I feel like this can impact her physically, emotionally. She might think of herself like something has gone wrong with her. She might do something to herself, she might do something to others. So this can go wrong in number of ways, but definitely that's going to go wrong. Nobody can take it positive, is what I'm sure of. I strongly feel that yes, it creates an impact, but then again, it is up to the elders to make sure that the child recovers. Proper consultation, talking to that child, because
Mm-hmm.
that is the best medicine for everybody. Because once at least you speak up, you talk, you free yourself. If you let that go, you speak up, right? It automatically reduces the impact. Once you share it, you feel relieved. So it is up to the parents to continuously talk, to make them aware, to build their confidence. Because when we are like very smaller in age, it is up to parents, right? Because they are the ones who are always taking care of us. It not just like parents, it can be anyone, like an elder sister, elder brother, or someone who we have a full trust on, whom
Yeah.
we can rely on. So they are the ones to take care of that. The child is completely recovered from that. And if they are unable to do it, of course there are medical helps available, there are consultation external agencies available, who take care of such children, to recover them, to help them recover from such instances, or the impact that they have faced. I feel if that person is from the family, it would be, of course, difficult because Chachu is in his father's brother only, right? So
Yeah,
it will
yeah.
be tough, but yeah, they will find the best possible way to deal with this.
Mm.
Maybe not confronting him in front of everyone, instead of
Mm-hmm.
taking him to a separate room and
Mm-hmm.
discussing this privately. That's This is what has
Mm.
come to our attention, and if such
Mm-hmm.
a thing continues, I feel that it wouldn't even hurt to confront that person, because we are protecting our child, right? It's not
Exactly.
just, yeah, it is not just protecting, it's protecting his mental health, physical health, and the way he
Mm.
continues his way forward in the world. You never know,
Mm.
he might affect 10 other children going forward in life. So it is
Yeah.
like you're protecting a whole child's future out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm.
one good thing is, if you're confronting that person, if you're warning that person, right, you might be saving further children who are going
Huh.
to fall for all this stuff. So it's going to work both ways, for the harm doer as well as the one who has faced that harm. So
Hmm.
it's like a safety of both, is what I feel. No, I think this is something that they will first email the e-box, so wherein they will take that case to them, and because they are
Hmm.
the appropriate authorities, right? Filing an
Hmm.
FIR might, turn their way into totally something different. So
Hmm.
because these are the appropriate authorities, right?
Hmm.
So that is what they can do. Educating children, the first and most impactful thing that we can do. Educate them,
Hmm.
tell them what's a good touch, what's a bad touch. Educate them to shout out, and not
Mm-hmm.
being shy in such situations, not being scared of such situations. So
Mm-hmm.
the change starts from within. I have done that. Looking at the surroundings around me, I have shouted on such people, and then I
Mm-hmm.
would definitely make sure that my children are aware of it in future. I am already making aware my cousins, the younger cousins I have, I'm making aware, making them aware of these things. So I feel that this can be done in a very early age, that children are already aware of the situation. So this is something
Mm-hmm.
that's going to prevent. So if somebody is doing anything, they can immediately shout, right? They can immediately go to their parents and tell. So that is
Hmm.
an alarming thing for that harm doer, that okay, no,
Mm-hmm.
the child is already aware, so I cannot do
Hmm.
such things. Maybe if he or she goes to any other child, and that child has already have had that education, that child will shout out the same. So that
Mm-hmm.
will be an alarming thing for the that person, like,
Abuser.
okay, yeah,
Hmm.
abuser, that okay, these
Hmm.
children are now aware of what is a good touch, what is a bad touch, and what should not happen to them. So probably I need to stop or something, at least. If he is that sensible person, he'll definitely do that.
Yes.
He or she will definitely do that. I keep telling my sister, and I have nieces and nephews, so I keep telling them, like, no, don't do that. You should not do this to anyone, and if somebody does that to you, you should not accept that. You should
Hmm.
shout. You should tell your parents that this thing has happened to you. So I
Mm-hmm.
keep doing that. I am a Rakshan.